You have to pardon me, everyone. I was just putting some chapstick on so that way my lips don't get chapped while I read today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. We are back once again with more One Piece. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reading of One Piece. Today we are going to be going through volume 18 of the series titled Ace Arrives. And, yeah, we're getting into the nitty-gritty. We're getting into the really good nitty-gritty of One Piece, and I have to say, I am looking forward to reading it. Hold on, I gotta adjust my filter here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So I can see this, and also everything else. All right, perfect. As long as you guys, good to see you, Kohagen, good to see you, Psycho. Let's go ahead and get started with today's volume, ladies and gentlemen. The Story of One Piece, volume 18. Monkey D. Luffy started out as just a kid with a dream. And that dream was to become the greatest pirate in history. Stirred by the tales of pirate red-haired Shanks, Luffy vowed to become a pirate himself. That was before the enchanted devil fruit gave Luffy the power to stretch like rubber, at the cost of being unable to swim. A serious handicap for an aspiring sea dog. It's out of sync? Every single time. I'm always forgetting that. Why am I always forgetting that? Because I'd be busy with other stuff. I'd be so busy with other stuff that I just forget it. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. Monkey D. Luffy started out as a kid. Okay, let's do it again. This time with my voice in sync. The Story of One Piece, Volume 18. Monkey D. Luffy started out as just a kid with a dream. And that dream was to become the greatest pirate in history. Stirred by the tales of pirate red-haired Shanks, Luffy vowed to become a pirate himself. That was before the enchanted devil fruit gave Luffy the power to stretch like rubber, at the cost of being unable to swim, a serious handicap for an aspiring sea dog. Undeterred, Luffy set out to sea and recruited some crewmates: Master Swordsman Zoro, treasure hunting thief Nami, lying sharpshooter Usopp, the high-kicking chef Sanji, and the latest addition, Tony Chopper, the walkin', talkin' man-reindeer doctor. En route to Alabasta to help Princess Vivi save her kingdom, Luffy and crew had discovered a prehistoric island of giants, and an island locked in perpetual winter. Now, having defeated the evil King Wapol and liberated Drum Island, they set sail once more, joined by the new ship's doctor, Chopper. The crew of the Merry Go is in a festive mood, but little do they suspect what dangers lie in store for them in the desert kingdom of Alabasta. Yeah. So there's more chapters in this one. We're going to be going through chapters 156 all the way down to 166. So that's 10 whole chapters we're going to be reading through today. Chapter 156, Oh Come My Way Days. The fifth day out from Drum Island, the Merry-Go slowly makes its way towards Alabasta. And it cuts to someone going, "You ate all the bait, Luffy! How are we supposed to catch fish now? You ate some too. I only ate what was stuck to the lid of the bait box!" And then it cuts to Vivi. Going, "Luffy, Usopp, have you caught anything?" And then it cuts to Karoo that Luffy and Usopp are using as bait. "Karoo! Ah! Well, maybe we'll catch a shark. I hope we catch a sea monster. What are you doing to Karoo?" And then it cuts to 11, you said. Yeah, is it 11? Chapters 156 through 166 is 10. Yeah, we're going through 10 chapters. 156 plus 10 equals 166. So yeah, it's 10 chapters. "What are you doing to Karoo?" And then it cuts to Vivi knocking both Luffy and Usopp in the back of the head. but Karoo is still hanging off the side.
What's that?
And then it's another cover page, and it cuts to something that's in front of him, like a big giant mist.
Smoke! What is that?
Maybe it's cotton candy.
Nami, come quick, there's something up ahead. Oh, that? Don't worry, it's just steam. Steam? In the middle of the ocean? It's a hot spot. What's that?
Oh, this is, I think this is Chopper asking these questions. You say nope, 11? 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. Oh, right. You include the, right. I wasn't including the actual 56 itself. Huh, my bad, Cohagen. I was just counting upwards. I was counting from 56 onwards. After 56, and that's 10. But counting 56 itself is 11. Okay, that's my bad.
Steam in the middle of the ocean? It's a hot spot. What's that? A place where magma comes out of the ocean floor. There's an undersea volcano here. And then Chopper goes, a volcano? Under the water? Actually, there are more volcanoes under the water than above it.
Who cares? We can't eat it.
And in a few thousand or tens of thousands of years, right there, a new island will be born.
And then it cuts to Sanji, simping as usual. Nami, you're terrific!
What an amazing phenomenon. Yeah.
I wonder if I'll still be alive in tens of thousands of years. I don't think people live that long. And then it cuts to the Mary going into the smoke. And they just start coughing on it. It smells like sulfur! I can't see anything!
Don't worry, it'll clear up soon.
And then it cuts to someone going, Mr. Tube on Clay!
Yes?
There's smoke dead ahead!
Pay it no mind! Sail right through it! Full steam ahead!
And then it cuts to Bon Clay and his crew going into the smoke itself. We're clear! Mr. Bon 2 Clay. Mr. 2 Bon Clay is gone!
Check his cabin!
He's not there! Impossible! Mr. 2 Bon Clay! And it cuts to Usopp and Luffy as they're holding up someone, and it's Bon Clay who's attached to Karoo. And on his jacket it says, "Oh, come my way." That's what it says on the back of Mr. 2's jacket.
That's a weird fish! Oh dear, how did I manage to get caught by a duck?
And then it cuts to Mr. 2 falling into the water. And then apparently him later, as he is now on the deck of the Mary.
Oh my, swan thanks. My life has been saved by pirates I've never met before. I am forever in your debt. Do you think I could have a warm bowl of soup?
No way! We're the ones starving here!
Oh, you are so cute. Just my type. I could eat you up.
And then it cuts to Bon Clay just winking at Vivi. Winking at Vivi, and yeah, he's winking at Vivi, and Vivi's looking at him going like,
ugh, what a weirdo.
And then it cuts to Luffy going, so, you can't swim?
Of course not, I've eaten the devil fruit.
You have? What kind?
Anyway, my ship will certainly come for me. But until then, perhaps I can entertain you a bit. Behold my power.
And then it cuts to Bon Clay shoving Luffy and sending him flying in another direction. And then everyone immediately gets on the defensive.
What the? Ah! Wait, please. It's all part of my act. You'll see.
What?
Ta-da! This ain't no joke.
As it cuts to Bon Clay turning into Luffy.
Huh? He's me! They're identical! Surprise! And with one swipe of my left hand, voila! Back to normal. That is the power of the clone fruit. Even his voice and physique were like Luffy's. That's amazing! Well, actually, I didn't have to punch you. With my right hand,
And it cuts to Bon Clay touching the faces of Nami, Usopp, and Zoro.
with my right hand.
I just touch your face?
And just like that, I can look like anyone. And that includes my body.
As Bon Clay turns into Nami, and then opens up the front of his shirt, causing Chopper, Usopp, and Luffy to just ogle at Bon Clay. Whoa, what's going on, Sita? It's good to see you.
Stop that!
As Nami comes in and beats Bon Clay over the head.
Ow! I'm sorry, but I can't show you any more of my powers. You're awesome! Do some more! He's easily persuaded. Now then. Memory function activate! Memory function activate! Yeah! Once I've touched a face of mine, it's mine forever. I never forget.
And then it flips through different faces, but one of these faces happens to be King Cobra. And Vivi obviously notices.
What?
Idiots, goes Zoro.
How did you like my special trick? I never show that to anyone, you know. Cool! This ain't no joke. Joe Dungeon yo! Joe Dungeon yo!
And they just they're just laughing with each other, and they're just doing a can laughing with Bon Clay.
This ain't no joke. This ain't no joke.
Idiots, goes Nami.
Hey, there's a ship coming this way. Is that yours?
There he is!
Oh, is it time to part already? Too bad. Huh? But don't be sad. Every voyage must come to an end.
Sanji is one of your favorites, aside from his weakness. And Sanji, where is he? He's not on the deck right now. He's probably further inside of the ship, but he's not on the deck right now.
But don't be sad. Every voyage must come to an end. Just remember one thing. Friendship is not determined by how much time you spend together.
As Bon Clay tears up and he gives them a thumbs up. I hope we meet again!
Let's go, man!
Aye, aye, Mr. Chu Bon Clay!
Mr. Chu!
And that's when the Straw Hats realized that they just had a member of the Baroque Works on their ship this whole time.
That was Mr. Chu Bon Clay?
Goes Vivi.
Vivi, didn't you know what he looked like? No, I've never encountered Mr. 1 or Mr. 2 before. I didn't even know what their powers were.
I only heard
rumors about Mr. 2. They say he wears makeup and talks like a girl and wears a swan coat that says, "Oh, come my way" on his back.
Are you blind? Both of them go. And it's like, she just described what Mr. 2 looks like. And it didn't dawn on her that that was the very same Mr. 2. It just dawned on her. But both Zoro, Usopp, and Luffy go, are you blind?
When he was doing those faces from memory, one of them was my father's. He mimicked my father's face. What does that mean?
If he were to pass himself off as a king, he could do a lot of damage.
We let a bad guy get away. He was our enemy? That guy could make a lot of trouble for us if he decides that we're his enemies.
Is Bon Clay the candle dude? No, Mr. 3 is the candle dude. Bon Clay is the dude that's in the ballerina makeup and ballerina getup. He's the ballerina guy. Yes, that's Bon Clay. That's Mr. 2.
That guy can make a lot of trouble for us if he decides that we're his enemies. If he's disguised himself as one of us, we wouldn't be able to trust each other.
You think? You think? Goes Luffy, and then someone goes,
huh?
Then it cuts to Mr. 2. Mr. 2 Bon Clay, you seem to be in high spirits.
I made some new friends today. Listen, Luffy.
Hold on. Luffy's opinion may be groundless, but I don't think we have to worry about Mr. Bon Clay. This was a lucky encounter for us. Now we can plan our strategy. And this is where Zoro's thinking comes in. And that's the end of chapter 156. Onwards to chapter 157, but we got an SBS first. Reader, You there, the one trying to start the question corner without permission. Have you no consideration for Oda-sensei's feelings? Jeez. Oh, sorry, Oda-sensei. Just say, please say, let's begin the question corner today without any hassles, okay? What, are you sure about this? Fine, then I'll do it. Let's begin the question corner. And Oda, hey, I didn't say anything. Question, Oda-sensei, get hold of yourself. Pardon me for saying this, but your window to the world is open. It's embarrassing. And then he goes, oh darn, my fly's open. Whew, I don't ever want that to happen again, so I better just take my pants off. All right, let's continue. Question, Dr. Kureha always talks about the secret of youth. But what is the secret? I've gotten so old lately, haven't we all? Answer, gotten old? You're only 13. Anyway, the secret is, be happy. Well, I think that's working out for me just fine. Dr. Kureha is probably going to be around for a long time. Question, Mr. Afroda, I have your lunch money. If you want it back, put me on the question corner. Budo Mint Tanisugi. And then Oda just goes, you? Then it cuts to, now we have chapter 157, Ace arrives. Django's Dance Heaven, volume 23, The Hostage Girl. And it shows full body against the Tulip Pirates as they're holding a woman hostage. Django nowhere to be seen. I was wondering what was going on with the pages. Wonder if Oda placed himself in the series. He is the One Piece jokes on One Piece fans. See, that's something that Kojima would do in like his different games like Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding and the like. But I don't think Oda would just self-insert himself in there. But we begin this chapter with the Mary sailing past a giant sea monster called the Sea Cat. And everyone's just screaming out,
What is that?
Sea Cat, sea monster, territory, the coast of Sandy Island.
It's a sea cat!
And both Usopp and Chopper are just screaming out in terror.
Ah! A sea monster!
Our first meal in 4 days, goes Zoro and Luffy because they are hungry. Our first meal in 4 days. Food! Then it goes to Nami going,
the course is set. We should be there pretty soon.
And then it cuts to Luffy still screaming out, food! And then the crazed look that Luffy has in his eye is causing this sea cat to be scared of him and kind of back away.
Huh? He retreated!
Go back! Put the ship in reverse!
I don't know how!
Don't let it get away! We have to catch it! Goes Sanji. And then it cuts to Vivi, who's behind. It cuts to Vivi, who's behind Usopp, behind Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. And with a kanabo. Where does she get the kanabo from? With just like a massive kanabo, she just knocks them all in the back of the head.
Stop that! How come? Jeez, Vivi, what are you doing? You can't eat it. In Alabasta, the sea cat is a sacred animal.
And then it cuts to Chopper.
The ocean's full of strange creatures. If you think that was strange, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Did I ever tell you about the time I fought a sea monster in the calm belt? Yeah, a huge...
You did?
Yeah, a huge one.
Our lunch got away.
And Luffy is just biting on like sections of the ship while he's crying because his meal escaped him. Then Vivi.
Oh, cheer up. You'll have plenty to eat soon.
Really? What kind of cat's gonna appear next?
Vivi, the weather seems to be stabilizing. We've entered the Alabastan climate zone. The appearance of the sea cat proves it.
So do those things behind us, right? And then they look behind them, and it's a whole bunch of ships. It's a long line of ships. It takes up 2 whole pages. Ships! Where'd they all come from?
Hey, they're all Baroque Works ships! The agents are gathering. Those must be the billions. They're the officer agents' underlings. There must be at least 200 men out there. They're the elite of Baroque Works. This won't be like Whiskey Peak.
Yikes! Let's blast them all right now!
Yeah, let's just blow them up. No, wait, let's eat first. Fools, forget these little fish. Yeah, don't lose sight of the real target. There are only 8 of us. Hmm. I'm making sure that I'm not skipping a page, because it goes from Sanji going, there are only 8 of us. Then time passes and it cuts to Zoro tying something on his arm. Tie them on tight. This enemy has too many secrets.
Good idea. With these on, we'll be able to tell who's who.
Are they really that good? These clone fruit transformations?
They're not just good, they're perfect. You should have seen him.
Sounds like a freak to me.
He was great. We couldn't help cheering.
Now that we know what we're up against, we have to plan our moves carefully.
But what am I supposed to do?
Just do whatever you can. If you can't win, it's okay to run. Just do your best.
That's your motto, eh, Usopp?
Ah, whatever I can do? Okay. We're nearing the harbor. Let's anchor in the coast to the west. We have to hide the ship.
Right. No matter what happens from here on, our left arms will bear the sign of our friendship. All right, let's go ashore. And then it cuts to everyone just holding out their left arms with bands over a specific spot of their arms. All right, let's go ashore to eat. Then on to Alabasta.
Alabasta's an afterthought?
And then it cuts to Vivi thinking to herself. And then the rest of the crew, she's just silently thinking to herself, looking at the band she has. And then everyone else is talking in the background. We're up against a ring of assassins, Luffy. Okay! We have to control our desires, understand? Okay, gotcha! And then Vivi's just, warmly smiling. The port of Nanohana, Alabasta Kingdom. And we cut to people around a restaurant called the Spice Bean. There's a crowd gathering over there. What's going on? Oh, it's Smoker. He's there.
One of the customers suddenly dropped dead. Oh, look.
Captain Smoker, there's a bad man in town. He was talking to the proprietor and he suddenly dropped dead. He was a traveler. Some of the people think he may have unknowingly eaten a desert strawberry. That's what people are saying. Desert strawberry? It's a poisonous spider that looks just like a strawberry, but if you accidentally eat it a few days later, you suddenly collapse. And for several hours after that, its contagious poison spreads throughout your body. And then it has a symbol on this individual's back. Mind you, it was changed in the anime simply because it looked too similar to a swastika. But it is not, because it's in a different direction. Symbol on his back is an ancient Buddhist symbol, not a swastika. Just letting you know that's what it looks like on this individual's back. He's got like a big old hat that has like a medallion on two medallions on the front, one smiling, one frowning. And he's shirtless with shorts and big boots on. And he's just face first in a pile of food with numerous plates around him. And for several hours after that, its contagious poison spreads throughout your body. That's why no one wants to go near him. In the desert, ignorance can kill you.
Poor devil, he's still clutching his fork. His body is stiffened in that position.
The desert strawberry kills you that quick. And then this individual wakes up out of his food. Hubba?
Ah! He's alive!
Huh?
Are you alright?
And then he just nonchalantly picks up the lady's dress and just wipes his face with it.
Ah!
Huh. Well, what do you know? I fell asleep.
Fell asleep? He fell asleep in the middle of a conversation while eating? With food in his mouth?
What's the big deal?
We were worried about you!
You hire these comedians? No, we're just glad you're all right. And then this individual just falls face first back into his food again. What episode would this be in anime terms? I don't know. I don't know what episode this would be in the anime. I don't know. I don't know. Because I haven't watched... It's been a while since I don't think I've even watched the One Piece anime from the beginning all the way to where it is right now. I don't think I've ever watched that. So that might be something I do in my spare time, but not now. But not now. But I don't know, Drew. I don't know. My apologies for not knowing. But he falls back asleep straight back into his food in the middle of this conversation, and everyone just goes, "Why you?" And then it cuts to Smoker, who's just standing outside this restaurant. What? He's not dead? A false alarm. And then he takes off his... What arc is this, though? The Alabasta one. We are just now getting into Alabasta, where this individual is eating food and falling asleep in front of it. And then Smoker takes off his goggles. And then it cuts to... this individual who goes, "By the way, mister." "Yeah." "Have you seen this guy around here? He wears a straw hat." "You've got a lot of nerve showing your face around here." And it cuts to Smoker, who's actually speaking to this guy. "What's Whitebeard's 2nd Division commander doing here?" "Portgas D. Ace." And then it cuts to, so we get his name, Portgas D. Ace.
Whitebeard? He's one of Whitebeard's pirates? It's true. I recognize that tattoo on his back.
What's he doing here? Huh? A restaurant! Luffy, wait! And Luffy is just crying tears because he's so massively hungry. And he's just takes off from the coast. "I'm just looking for my kid brother. Portgas D. Ace, 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates." Ace arrives! And that's the end of chapter 157. Onwards to chapter 158, landing in Alabasta. Django's Dance Paradise, Volume 25, The Weak Fang of Justice. And it shows Full Body, who's apparently being beaten down by the captain of the Tulip Pirates that have raided this whole festival. Django's still nowhere to be seen. Right now, I'm currently watching Punk Hazard, which is like episode 580-ish. Alabasta is like episode 100. That's actually when I started I started reading One Piece. It's actually when I started reading One Piece in the Punk Hazard arc. It wasn't when I started doing reactions to it because that was several arcs later. But Punk Hazard is when I started reading in the middle of it. So that's the reason why I'm going through all of these volumes so I can officially say I've read and seen every chapter.
What do we do? Nanohana is a big place.
How will we ever find Luffy? Don't worry, Vivi.
How will we ever find Luffy?
Don't worry, Vivi. Just look for the noisiest place in town. He's bound to be there.
You got that right.
Let's hope not. Luffy needs to remember he's got a price on his head. There could be bounty hunters around.
Don't worry about Luffy. Let's eat. We can make plans after that.
Wait, that's Mr. Three's ship.
What? You mean that jerk is still alive? Ah!
That ship runs on Mr. Three's wax powers. He's somewhere in this kingdom.
And then it cuts to another area, and people are going, "Did you hear that? He's one of Whitebeard's pirates."
I've heard of this Captain Smoker, too.
And then it cuts to Ace, who's just sitting there in front of Smoker going, "So, what now?" "Give yourself up." "Sorry, no can do." "What's that strange smell?" And it cuts to Luffy, whose nose is just like wide open, just smelling all the food. He's like, just like breathing in all the smells to smell where the food is.
Found it! A restaurant!
"I'm looking for another pirate right now. I'm not interested in your head." "Then let me go." "No can do. As long as I'm in the Navy and you're still a pirate." And then it cuts to Luffy, who just stretches towards the restaurant, and then Ace goes, "That's a dumb reason. Why can't we try to get along?" And Luffy just goes, "Rocket!" And Luffy comes sailing into the restaurant, hitting Smoker in the back as he sends both himself, Smoker, and Ace through a building. Like he just hits Smoker in the back. Rocket! Ah! Ah! Goes Ace, and both Smoker and Ace go through the building as Luffy goes, "Ah! A restaurant! I'm starving!" And then it cuts to all the patrons just looking awestruck. "Mister! Food! Food! Food!"
Dina! Yeah! Dina! Come on, baby!
Remember that for later. "Mister! Food! Food! Food!" "You'd better run." "Delish! This food is great!" Thanks, but you..." "Dang it, who did that?" "Oh, sorry to interrupt your meal." As Ace gets up after being sent through several buildings. He just gets up and then he bows at the people's home that he just burst through and goes like, "Oh, sorry to interrupt your meal." Sheesh. And then it cuts to Ace walking in. And he sees Luffy. And then it cuts to Smoker, who's lighting up his cigars again. More cigars again. And Ace goes, "Luffy." He starts to say, "Luffy." And before that happens, he goes, "Hey, Luffy." And before he can even really get the sentence out, Smoker comes up behind him, smashes Ace into the ground, kicking up dust so Luffy can't see his face, going, "Straw Hat!" And then Luffy is just looking at him, and he's ignoring him, and he's just constantly eating food. And then there's silence, and Smoker goes, "So, you actually showed up. Stop eating!" And Luffy is just eating his food, thinking back to when he saw Smoker the first time. "The name's Smoker, Captain Smoker of the Navy." And then Luffy remembers him, and then he screams out, "You that milk guy!" As he says with food in his mouth, and he's kind of spitting food in his face. "What are you doing here?" "What are you doing here?" "Why you?" "Thanks for the food!" "Thanks for the food!" And then Luffy just scarfs all of it down in his cheeks, and then he just runs with his face full of food. Uh-oh. And then he's not like, uh-oh, my gum attacks don't work on him. Well, I better run for it. I'm translating. "Luffy, wait, it's me!" And then Ace chases after them. And then it cuts to the bartender going, "He didn't pay." And then it cuts to Smoker. "Tashigi!"
Yes, sir, Captain Smoker? Need a towel? It's very hot here."
"Stop him! It's Straw Hat!"
"Straw Hat? I'll get him!"
Uh-oh. And then Luffy jumps over her and then flips up a building. And then he starts running across rooftops. "Who is that?" "Blast." And then Smoker turns into smoke, and then he turns into smoke and then flies to the top of the building. "Tashigi, assemble the troops immediately. Search every corner of the city. This is going to be a fight to remember."
"Aye, sir."
"White Snake!" And then Smoker extends his arm out in like a long pillar of smoke in order to grab onto Luffy. Smoker's a character I never really played in Pirate Warriors 4. I don't think I've ever played Smoker in Pirate Warriors 4. There's a lot of characters in Pirate Warriors 4 I have yet to ever touch at all. Wow, I never noticed. I don't think I've even played Tashigi. "White Snake!" And then he tries to grab onto Luffy, and Luffy keeps running, and it just shows him steadily running from Smoker. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of Nanohana,
"They're beautiful. I love these clothes." "Maybe we shouldn't have sent Sanji to shop for us. We're not exactly going to blend in with the common people. These are dancers' outfits."
And it shows both Vivi and Nami in some very, I wouldn't call them revealing, but they're very beautiful belly dancer outfits. "What do you mean? Dancers are common people. No one will ever dream you're a princess in a pirate dress like that."
but we'll be walking through the desert.
Don't worry, if you get tired, I'll be happy to carry you. The women look great, but you guys don't look like pirates anymore. You look like thieves. And you don't.
Huh? Chopper, what are you doing?
My nose feels like it's going to fall off. It's no wonder, Chopper. Your nose is very sensitive, and Anohana is famous for its perfumes.
Perfumes?
Some of them are very potent, like this.
Ah! Stop!
Because, he has a very sensitive nose, and being in a whole market district where there's tons of perfumes everywhere is, can really hurt the senses of an animal. I'm falling into the dungeon of love. What a fool.
Ah!
All right, we have all the supplies we need to cross the desert. Vivi, where did you say we're headed? First of all, we have to stop the rebels before they bathe this land in blood. So we're going to their base and find their leader.
I wonder if I read that right. So we're going to their base and find their leader.
So we're going to their base and find their leader. It's an oasis known as Yuba. And going to Yuba means...
And then it cuts to someone going, hide!
Huh? What?
It's the Navy. What are they doing here?
There's a ruckus over there.
Maybe it's a pirate. And then they see Luffy running. They see Luffy running as they all internally scream, You!
Hey, Zoro!
What? They're Straw Hat's crew! Don't lead them to us! Don't lead them to us, you idiot!
Hey, guys, you're all there!
Such an idiot. Hey, crewmates! You're probably, hey, what are you doing hiding over there? Luffy! Luffy! Sometimes this man make me hot. He's the main character and he just makes me hot. Sometimes. Don't lead them to us, you idiot! Hey guys, you're all there! Stay back. Captain! As it cuts to Smoker, who goes right after Luffy. I won't let you get away. Wide fist! Sun flare! And then fire just erupts. Fire just erupts in between Luffy and Smoker. Huh? You. Give it up. You may be smoke, but I'm fire. We're too evenly matched to settle this now. As it shows Ace as fire just comes off of his body.
Who is that?
Huh? Ace? You never change, do you? Eh, Luffy? And that's the end of chapter 158. Onwards to chapter 159. Come on! Django's Dance Dance Paradise, Volume 26. The man who ended up coming back. As it cuts to Django dressed up. Oh wait, I was going to chapter 159, come on, and then I'm reading about Django, but let me just finish. Django's Dance Paradise, Volume 26, The Man Who Ended Up Coming Back. And it's Django who shows right back up in front of Full Body after taking down the pirate that was holding the woman hostage. But before we move on, I gotta read this SBS. Sorry, I was just so taken in by the cover page. Question Corner! Oda. Yes, I'd like to clarify something for a few of our readers about the last issue. Volume 17. There was a character named Chess Marimo. He was a fusion of Chess and Kuro Marimo. So when he spoke, you could hear both of their voices at the same time. In order to illustrate that, I made their dialogue overlap. And boy, did I get it. Tons of complaints from parents of little kids screaming, "Your quality control is terrible!" They even complained to the publisher of this comic. I'm very sorry, mothers, but I did it on purpose. Please read the comic. It's Chess Marimo. Isn't that hilarious? Not much repentance here. Didn't read SBS? I'm well aware, Cohagen. Trust me to know this sort of thing before you type it up. Question. Oda, honey, I have a question. In Volume 17, page 176, panel 6, what is Chopper doing? It looks to me like he's doing that dirty old man dance that Ken Shimura does. Am I right? Please tell me. Oh, you figured it out. So it's like a dirty old man dance from Ken Shimura? Huh. Question. Hi, Oda-sensei. I think One Piece is just too much fun. During class, I drew Buggy in my notebook. I have Buggy-itis. Oh, yes. Young Shanks and Buggy once argued about whether the South Pole or the North Pole was colder. Which is it? Well, sayonara. Answer. Oh, that was Buggy's flashback in Volume 3. The answer is the South Pole. The North Pole isn't a continent. It's an ice formation. Between land and ocean, land is colder, so the South Pole wins. Shanks was right. By the way, did you know that the coldest place in the world is not the South Pole? And also, Ken Shimura is apparently a famous Japanese comedian. Chapter 159, come on! Django's Dance Paradise, Volume 26, The Man Who Ended Up Coming Back. And like I said, it's Django who returned in his old Django pirate getup as he took out that one member of the Tulip Pirates that was holding the lady hostage, surprising full body and pretty much everyone else that was there. And then it cuts to a marine ship that's still docked on the coast of Nanohana. What's going on, anyway? Did something happen in town? All the Navy have left the ship. Perfect timing. Now I can make my escape. And remember, this is Mr. 11 or is it Mr. 12? I think it's Mr. 11. It's Mr. 11, who's still tied up to the same Navy ship that Smoker pretty much, he's been with Smoker this whole time. Oh yeah, it's Mr. 11. Mr. 11.
Huh? You know my name? Then you must be some of the millions. Don't just stand there, untie me.
We do indeed work for Baroque Works, but we're billions. Candidates to become number agents. We're a match for an agent with a high number like yours, Mr. 11.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Billions. Would you mind untying me?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm about to make an opening for myself.
What? No, wait!
As one of the Billions points a gun at Mr. 11. And then it cuts to Usopp and pretty much everyone else running with supplies.
What? We're leaving the island already?
No, we're going to sail the ship up the river into the interior. The desert lies beyond that. We just stopped in Nanohana for supplies.
Hurry! The Navy's coming!
Get aboard and hoist the sails!
Get aboard and hoist the sails!
Jeez, I never thought I'd meet you here, Ace. And then it cuts to a flashback when Luffy was talking to Ace. This is no time to talk, Luffy. Make your getaway. I'll catch up to you later, after I take care of these guys.
Go! Let's go!
Huh? Who is that guy?
Luffy, get on board, quick!
Okay. Wait, Karoo. I have an important mission for you.
Vivi to Karoo.
Ah?
Go straight to Alabasta and give this letter to my father. It contains proof of Sir Crocodile and Baroque Works' plot. Everything that Igaram and I discovered is recorded here. It will let my father know that I'm alive, and that I've returned to Alabasta with powerful allies. Can you do it? You'll have to cross the desert alone.
Ah!
Now you must drink your water sparingly in the desert. Let my father know that there's hope for his kingdom.
Ah!
And then Karoo just takes off drinking a whole thing of water. He immediately starts drinking the water, running away as Vivi screams,
"Conserve water!"
And then it cuts to Luffy getting kicked in the head by Sanji going, "That goes for you too!"
You idiot, we just bought that water!
And it's Luffy who's trying to chug as much water as he can down, not even thinking about the rest of his crew.
Big brother? That was your big brother?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I'm not surprised that you have a brother, but what's he doing on the Grand Line?
He's a pirate. He's after the One Piece, too. Ace is 3 years older than me. He left the island 3 years earlier.
Imagine that. 2 brothers who both ate the devil fruit.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either.
Huh?
Even when Ace hadn't eaten the devil fruit and I had, I still couldn't beat him. He's tough, that Ace. You couldn't beat him? A normal person?
I guess the big brother of a beast is an even bigger beast.
Yeah, I was such a loser. But now I can beat him.
Sure you can. And then Ace just appears right behind Luffy going, "Who can you beat?"
Ah! Ace!
Hey. Greetings, all. Thanks for looking after my kid brother.
Don't mention it.
What are you doing in Alabasta, Ace?
Huh? Didn't you get my message on Drum Island? Message? Never mind, it's no big deal anyway. But I'm glad I got to see you. I'm here resolving a minor matter of business, and I wanted to see you. So how about joining Whitebeard's pirates? Your friends can come too. He literally just invited Luffy to join the Whitebeard pirates. Can you imagine if Luffy said yes? Can you imagine if Luffy said yes? If he was the type to say yes? No thanks. Well, just thought I'd ask.
Whitebeard? Is that tattoo on your back his mark?
Yes, and I'm very proud of it. Whitebeard is the greatest pirate I've ever known. I'm gonna help him become king of the pirates. It's not gonna be you, Luffy. Okay by me, then I guess we gotta fight. And then it cuts to Sanji. Why don't you sit down and talk? I'll make some tea. Don't bother. My business here is almost finished. Won't the Navy be coming after us? Not likely. I took care of them with my flame powers. Blast! A net of fire! We can't find the Straw Hats pirates, Captain! What are your orders? We left Mr. 11 on the ship and somebody did him in. We left Mr. 11 on the ship and somebody did him in! Alabasta is a big country. If we let them get away, we'll never catch them. Porcus, why did he have to interfere? 'Cause, in order to keep the Navy from catching up to Luffy and himself, he just erupted a whole wall of flames that kept them from catching him.
Captain Smoker! Sorry I'm late. The Straw Hat...
Where have you been, Tashigi? On the other side of town.
Shh! Sergeant!
What do you make of this? Vivi was with those guys.
Vivi? The princess? What was she doing with a bunch of pirates?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. On top of that, there's a bad one loose in this country right now. You know I hate the 7 warlords of the sea, right?
Sir
Crocodile?
But right now, he's working with the government forces. He's always
been a sharp one, that pirate. But he's not the type to take orders from the government. Not him. Tashigi, remember one thing. Once a pirate, always a pirate. Then it cuts to Ace tossing something to Luffy. Here, I wanted you to have that. Huh? Hang on to it. Always. Huh? It's just a piece of paper. Yeah, but that piece of paper will bring us together again. Huh? Don't you want it? I want it! One of the reasons you want to stay in One Piece is Zoro's, Perfect timing. I'll be back. Oh no, C-Des, that wasn't denim. Back to it. Tashigi, remember what... Oh wait, going back to this. Huh? It's just a piece of paper. Yeah, but that piece of paper will bring us together again. Huh? Don't you want it? I want it! A kid brother like you makes a big brother worry. I bet he gives you guys plenty of grief. Take care of him, okay? And then it cuts to Ace, who and the rest of the Straw Hats are just listening in on Ace. Huh? You're going already? Yeah. Stay a little longer. We haven't seen each other in a long time. Sorry, but I'm in a hurry. I'm on the trail of a major outlaw right now. He's been calling himself Blackbeard lately. He used to belong to Whitebeard's 2nd Division. He was one of my henchmen. He committed the worst... because I was running. I was just jogging just a little bit. He used to belong to Whitebeard's 2nd Division. He was one of my henchmen. He committed the worst crime possible for a pirate. He killed the shipmate and jumped ship. As his commander, I'm responsible. If it wasn't for that, I'd never even come to a backwater port like this. Next time we meet, we'll be on the high seas, as Ace is on his ship. And then it cuts to... Then it cuts to someone screaming out, "Whitebeard's second division commander is here!"
It was definitely Fire Fist Ace. I saw him.
"If we get him, they'll promote us to agents for sure!
Man the ship! We'll capture him at sea!"
And then it cuts to the Straw Hat crew.
It can't be. How can someone so serious and intelligent be related to Luffy? You guys.
I was expecting another Luffy.
An older brother? Wow!
What an awesome big brother. And then it cuts to Sanji going, "You never know who you'll meet on the ocean." "See you!" And then Ace is just riding in his little boat, which is apparently powered by his own flame powers. And then he sees some ships ahead of him.
"Let's go! We billions are 50 strong. That's more than enough. We got 5 ships. Just try to escape, anchor boy."
Those who have eaten the devil fruit are unable to swim. They sink like anchors. So Ace sees them. Ace sees them, and his ship goes underwater. But he goes over them in like a big old long trail of fire.
"Ah! He's in the air! Shoot him! When he comes down in the ocean, he's finished!"
And he lands, because, mind you, there's like 4 Baroque Works ships that have sailed out to, well, actually, it looks like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5. It's 5 ships that have sailed out in a row, perfectly in a row, in order to take out Ace. And he lands on the other side of them, and he puts his fists backwards, as all of them start to scream out, and he goes, "Fire Fist!" And in one massive blast of fire, he takes out all of the ships of the billions that went after him. 50 strong. Doesn't matter if you are a devil fruit user. Just a whole blast. The ships are just gone. They're just like one punch, and they're just straight up gone. I might play One Piece Power Warriors 4 after I'm done before we continue with Zelda, just to mess around with it. Fire Fist! And the whole place just erupts in fire. And then he just stands there as the smoldering remains of the ships are still burning on the ocean. "See you on the high seas, Luffy." And then he just props up his hat, but the tip of his finger is like on fire. So, that's a cool shot. And that's the end of chapter 159. Chapter 160, Spider's Cafe at 8 o'clock. And then it cuts to the Straw Hat crew asking him,
"What did your brother give you?"
"Just a piece of paper."
"There's nothing written on it either."
"I don't get it." "Well, whatever it is, Ace told me to hang on to it, and I'm gonna."
"So sew it in real tight." "Okay, into the band."
"Here you go." And Nami is the one who sews this piece of paper onto Luffy's hat so that he never loses it.
"Here you go."
"Thanks." "Great, Nami. Now it's safe. I'll never lose it."
"But what is it anyway?"
"Luffy, I want you to wear this."
"Huh? Why? It looks thick."
"It's meant to be. During the day, it can be over 120 degrees in the desert. Your skin will burn if it's exposed."
I wonder if his hat and clothes are made from unstable particles. The way devil fruit powers work is that when you get a devil fruit power, everything about you, including the clothes you wear, also give way to the power as well. So if you're able to tell, the same way works with people like Smoker, and the term of what these individuals are hasn't appeared in the series yet, so I can't use that term yet. But when these people turn into like smoke or fire, their clothes also allows the clothes to be affected by them as well. That's just an extension of that power.
Luffy, I want you to wear this.
Huh? Why? It looks thick.
It's meant to be. During the day, it can be over 120 degrees in the desert. Your skin will burn if it's exposed.
How come you guys get to wear cool clothes and I don't?
We'll be covered up too.
What? You'll be covered up? And Sanji gets upset. And he actually starts tearing up that he may not be able to see Nami and Vivi with the belly dancer's clothes on. You was thinking that's Fantastic Four? Oh, I know that's what you meant. But it's not unstable molecules, though.
Oh well,
can't be helped.
What? We're at the edge of the island?
And then it cuts to Vivi watching on.
This isn't the edge of the island. This is the bank of the Sandora River. You can see the far bank over there.
No, you're right.
Look, I drew a map of this region. This is our destination. The oasis town of Yuba.
That's where we'll find the leader of the rebels.
Yeah, we're gonna kick his butt.
No! We're going to reason with him. I don't want any more bloodshed.
There are about 700,000 rebels, right? You really think we can stop that many?
Stop them? You'll understand when we get to Yuba. Then you'll see just what Baroque Works has done to this kingdom, and how much the people of Alabasta have suffered. I'll stop them. I'll stop this senseless violence. I won't let Baroque Works have their way in this country anymore.
Vivi, goes Nami. Usopp just listens in. Vivi, I can leave the meals on our desert journey. You can leave the meals on our desert journey to me.
Yay, I'm so excited!
I didn't know.
All right, we got you, Vivi. Let's go. On to Yuba.
That's Yuba.
Yuba!
Oh boy.
Then it cuts to Crocodile speaking with Miss All Day Sunday. The plan goes into action in just 2 more days. Have you made all the arrangements?
Yes, everything is in place. 150 of the billions are on standby at Nanohana. I recalled Mr. 2 as well, but it seems Mr. 3 couldn't be found.
Huh?
All the officer agents will gather tonight at Spider's Cafe at 8 o'clock.
Very good.
It's already 5 o'clock. They'll be gathering soon.
Spider's Cafe, Baroque Works headquarters in Alabasta. And we cut to the door, and the door is closed, and there's someone sitting inside the building, just chilling with a what is it called, like record player, a record player just going off.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Ooh, I pooped.
What a journey! I'm exhausted! My back is killing me! It's all your fault, Mr. 4!
You're too slow.
Oh, my back! You idiot!
Ms. Merry Christmas, Officer Agent of Baroque Works. And Mr. 3, Officer Agent of Mr. 4. Mr. 4, Mr. 4, Mr. 4, Mr. 4. Before y'all even say anything, I'm correcting myself. Mr. 4, Officer Agent of Baroque Works.
Sorry.
Because Ms. Merry Christmas is like a stout but oddly stout and slender type woman with like a big frayed out hairstyle. And Mr. 4 is just this stout, oddly tall dude whose legs are pretty much like, if you put both of his legs on top of each other, it still wouldn't reach the whole length of just one of his arms. So these are some oddly shaped people. And he's got like a big object attached to his back as well.
Sorry about that.
Yes. How's business, Paula? The place is empty. Is kind of empty today. That's empty with a capital E. Hello, Miss Merry Christmas, Mr. 4. You have the place to yourselves today.
Every single time I read.
You have the place to yourselves today. You'll have orange Pecco. You'll have orange Pecoe.
Pecoe? Pecoe? It looks like Pecoe.
You'll have orange Pecoe, and Mr. 4, you like apple tea, right?
Pola, proprietor of Spider's Cafe.
I don't want it too hot. I want to be able to drink it right now. Hurry it now. Hurry it up. Bring it out. Bring it.
You seem well. How's work going? In our business, you fail, you die. I'm doing splendidly, you idiot. Of course, how silly of me. Huh? What's that weird music you're playing? Music? Oh, that's a sonata. It doesn't have any lyrics. On, do, ora. On, do, ora. On, do, ora. On, do, kura.
I said hola and then kura, and kura means interlude. And it's these people doing these ballerina dances, but we recognize the individual who's at the front of this group.
The world is made for men and women, but when you're me, you're a man and a woman. That's why I'm the strongest.
Strongest!
The strongest!
Strongest!
Oh, yes, I am the strongest.
Strongest!
The strongest!
Strongest!
Oh, come my way. Hello, how do you do? Are you crazy?
As Bon Clay enters the scene.
I'm not crazy, Pola. I'm just happy. Let me have an octopar. An octopar? An octopus buffet. Isn't that obvious? You can all go home now.
Aye aye.
One must never miss dance practice.
Aye aye. And then it cuts to Miss Merry Christmas and Mr. Four. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, what are you doing here, fatty and old bat? Shut up! That shrill voice of yours makes my back ache. So, I hear that Mr. One and his partner are coming. I've never had the chance to meet him before. I'm so excited.
But
everyone's afraid of him. But everyone's afraid of him. Oh, that doesn't matter to me.
As it cuts to the outside window, and we see a heavily bandaged up Mr. 3 just chilling outside the window.
Ah, night is falling. It's almost time.
And then we see someone, we just see their shoes, just walking towards the Spider Cafe.
This is so boring. I'll just keep twirling. I'll just do that. Stop that, you're making me Stop that, you're making me dizzy.
See, me doing the voices for Miss Merry Christmas and Bon Clay so close to one another, one would say that they sound kind of similar, just a little bit, but I'm trying to differentiate them as best I can.
This is so boring. I'll just keep twirling. I'll just do that. I'll do just that. Stop that, you're making me dizzy. Why don't you make me, you old bat? If that's what you want. Stop it, you two.
And it cuts to this individual getting closer and closer and closer to the cafe until 8 o'clock p.m. And then next we get is numerous people being thrown through the cafe with Mr. 4, Miss Merry Christmas, and Mr. 2 all at the ready as a whole bunch of bodies just get sent flying through the cafe.
Hey, what's the big idea? Why'd you crash in here like that?
No, that's friends of yours, Bon Clay.
Ugh.
I found them slinking around in the desert, but they're not dead. You all seem to be getting along. Don't waste your strength in pointless friendships. Mr. 1, officer agent of Baroque Works, the tallest black dude you'll see in this series. No, he's not. But he's the only tallest black dude with a buzz cut, though. But this dude is massive. And the kanji on his chest reads out 1. This dude is just big. He's just big. His neck is just neck.
Those were my henchmen! Stop, Mr. Two!
I'm trying to get a good voice. I need to work out a good voice for Miss Merry Christmas so it doesn't get confused for Bon Clay. Maybe I don't need because I was channeling too much of the 4Kids dub voice for Miss Merry Christmas, so I need to get a different voice for her.
Stop, Mr. Two! Stop, Mr. Two!
I'm trying to get a good one. What is a good one?
Those were my henchmen! Stop, Mr. Two!
It just seems so close. Seems so close whenever I say certain words. I'll work on it. It's a work in progress.
Those were my henchmen! Stop, Mr. Two!
And then Mr. One just looks at him, and then we get Mr. Two going,
Swan Arabesque!
and he starts kicking towards Mr. One, but Mr. One just dodges out of the way.
Un, deux, gra!
And then he kicks Mr. One away. Even though Mr. One flips over him, he kicks Mr. One directly in the chest. Come on, Paige. Don't be stuck. Don't be stuck. But he kicks him away. And Mr. One goes flying through a hole. Goes flying through a hole in the wall, but oddly enough, the wall itself is carved out perfectly in a circle.
What the wall? You demolished the wall? You demolished it?
Oh, that might be a good voice.
What? The wall? You demolished it?
That might be the voice. That might be the voice that works out for. Yes, that'll work.
What? The wall? You demolished it?
I guess you want to die. And then it goes to his hands. It goes to his hands, but something moves on his hands, but we don't see what it is.
Wait, Mr. One. Let's all calm down.
Don't stop me, Miss Doublefinger. I'm going to kill him.
Let go of me, fatty! Mr. Two, calm down. It's 8 o'clock and all the agents are here, and our orders have been delivered to Spider's Cafe. Now, we'll go to Rain Base, the town of dreams. The one we call Boss, whose face we've never seen, is waiting for us there.
Pola, a.k.a. Ms. Doublefinger, officer agent of Baroque Works. Wow, I didn't know that she was posing as this chick. I didn't know. All I know of is Miss Doublefinger's later appearance, but I didn't know of her appearance when she was, hiding in plain sight. I didn't know that. But that's the end of chapter 160. Onwards to chapter 161, The Green City Erumalu. Django's Dance Paradise, Volume 27. Shall we dance? As Django fights with full body to take on all of the Tulip Pirates.
They should be heading for Rain Base. They should be heading for Rain Base about now. Bunchy should get them here by morning.
Oh wait, I think this might be Miss All Sunday.
They should be heading for Rain Base about now. Bunchy should get them here by morning.
Bunchy, special all-terrain transport turtle of Baroque Works. The same turtle that Miss All Sunday was riding on when Igaram's boat blew up. And this turtle also smokes. And then it cuts to all of the agents inside, as it cuts to Bon Clay going,
I never dreamed that you were Miss Doublefinger, Pola. I never said I wasn't.
Have the billions in Nanohana been notified?
Our usual messengers, the Unluckies, never came back, so I dispatched substitutes. The Lizard Runners.
Lizard Runners, urgent delivery force of Baroque Works. Basically, they're the frilled lizards that also run on their legs. Yeah, like you've seen the kind. You've seen the kind that you just run real quickly. And they all are carrying messages to deliver to members of Baroque Works.
I see. Good work.
That same afternoon, we're here! It's Yuba! Whoa, it's a ghost town! As it shows the place completely, pretty much in ruins. Like it's all covered in sand. My nose is tickling. It's gonna wait until I'm in the middle of a conversation before it goes. Okay, now to find that rebel leader. And it cuts to Vivi going,
We haven't reached Yuba yet, Luffy. It's still half a day away to the northwest. Half a day? Look at the map. We just sailed up the Great Sandora River and landed here. This is the Green City of Erumalu.
Green City?
It doesn't look very green.
It used to be.
Hey! What? Hey, what's that? A turtle? Or a seal?
That's a kung fu dugong.
And they call them dugongs. They call them dugongs in, I believe, the anime, but in the manga, they're called jugons.
That's a kung fu dugong.
Kung fu?
Don't go near it, Usopp. It's dangerous.
As Usopp, we see Usopp later on with multiple whelps and swollen areas of his face all over, and he's bleeding from the face because this thing just beat him down. Like barbecued the Usopp ribs.
Ugh.
You let that thing beat you?
Luffy beat it. No, Luffy! It's the code of the Kung Fu Dugong to become the apprentice of anyone who defeats it.
A disciple of the martial arts, eh? And then it cuts to a whole bunch of them. A whole bunch of the dugongs, dugongs, we call them dugongs. A whole bunch of the dugongs just surrounding Luffy. You know what? If I don't call Zoro by Zolo in the series because he's called Zolo in the manga, everyone just calls him Zoro because that's how everyone pronounces it. And it's been that way ever since. But he's called Zolo. Zolo. And that's in every chapter, including the ones that release now. He's always written as Zolo, but we call him Zoro. So if they call him dugongs in here, I might as well just call him dugongs if I'm able to make that distinction. But all the dugongs surround Luffy. This is the stance you want. More
apprentices?
And then the dugongs wave off Luffy and company, because apparently they see Luffy as their master or something. Okay, on to Yuba! Good job, Luffy. There go half our rations.
If it weren't for Chopper, we would have been in big trouble. They insisted on following you. I had to bribe them with food. I had to bribe them with our food.
We shouldn't let them come with this. We should have let them come with us.
No town in the world would let all of those things in, idiot.
Those dugongs sure are strange, Vivi. Do they live in the river?
No, the sea. Long ago, the Sandor River nourished this land, but in recent years it's lost most of its force. It's being overcome by the sea.
Then the water where we found all those dugongs.
That was seawater. You can't drink it or water crops with it.
Is that what made the city dry up?
No, there used to be enough rainfall to sustain the city. Until recently, Erumalu was green and full of life.
Green, huh?
However, in the last 3 years, not a drop of rain has fallen in this entire region.
And then it cuts to Chopper.
But that port looked okay. Nanohana gets its water from the neighboring oasis of Kadoria. Throughout its long history, Alabasta never suffered from drought until recently.
I feel very invigorated right now to be reading. I don't know where this energy just came from, but I'm feeling it.
But one place got plenty of rain. Alabarna, the castle where the king's palace is. The people called it the king's miracle until the day of the incident.
2 years ago. Nanohana! And there's a ship that sails in. And it has a kanji on its sail for fate. Offload the cargo. And it shows a whole bunch of men lugging this big, massive cart around. And then the wheel snaps off. Look out! It's gonna fall! Get out of the way! And then it cuts to one of these bags falling over and it breaks open. Is everybody all right? Anybody hurt? This is terrible! We dropped it! We were supposed to deliver it to the king in Alabarna. What is it? Green powder? What is it? I don't know. The king ordered it. We were just making a delivery. And then these same dudes just take off and they start running. They just start running immediately. This is dance powder.
What? Dance powder?
Dance powder?
Yes. So, what's that? They call it the powder that summons rain.
Summons rain?
It was developed by a scientist in a country where it never rains. The powder turns into a mist and rises up to the sky. where it triggers ice particles to grow in the clouds and fall as rain. Dance powder creates artificial rain.
A mysterious powder that
makes rain.
Hey, that's just what this kingdom needs.
At first, people rejoiced in the land where dance powder was invented, but then they discovered a terrible side effect. The countries upwind suffered the dry curse. Get it?
Oh wait, this is Nami going.
At first, people rejoiced in the land where the dance powder was invented,
Because this is Nami saying all of this.
but then they discovered a terrible side effect. The countries upwind suffered the dry curse. Get it? The artificial rain stole the moisture from even the smallest clouds.
I get it. It steals the rain that would normally fall in surrounding lands.
That's right. And when the neighboring countries realized what was happening, they attacked, and many lives were lost. After that, the world government banned the production and use of dance powder worldwide. So this stuff causes happiness and misfortune at the same time.
Yo! Good to see you, Hiro. Just got all 3 One Piece box sets in the mail. Can't wait to read along. We are on volume 18, my friend. So yeah. Good to have you here reading along with me.
So this stuff causes happiness and misfortune at the same time.
And then Vivi.
When the huge load of dance powder got dumped, it was a time when not a drop of rain fell anywhere, except upon the city where the king lived.
It's only natural that people would suspect that the king had used the powder to take all the rain for himself.
Hey, it's all your father's fault, Vivi! He was framed, you idiot. Vivi's father would never do something so evil.
I know now that it was all part of Crocodile's scheme. The king had no idea, but a huge quantity of dance powder had been placed inside the palace, too. It was a trap set by Crocodile, and just as he planned, Drought ravaged the land. The anger of the people increased with their hunger. Unfortunately, a rebellion broke out. The people lost faith in the royal family, and the peace of the land was shattered.
I thought I read it wrong, but I read it right.
And the peace of the land was shattered. Many towns and people, too, were lost. And who was responsible for all this misery? Crocodile!
He was behind it all!
He was behind it all!
Because when you was in high school, when you would watch Fox Kids Jetix, you saw Chopper, and he was hurt from betrayal, and after all that, when you fell for him, felt him until you was reintroduced to One Piece once again. Yeah, okay, here's the thing I gotta say about the 4Kids dub about One Piece. There's a lot of bad examples inside that anime. But one thing I think was actually one of the best choices they ever made for that version of One Piece was the voice actor for Zoro. He seemed like he was the only one who was actually putting some effort into his role. Like, sure, he had to read some horrible dialogue, but as a voice for Zoro, like my first time hearing a voice for Zoro, he was pretty alright to me. His backstory still holds a special place in your heart? Yeah, I can see it.
And who was responsible for all this misery? Crocodile! He was behind it all!
And then it cuts to Sanji, Luffy, and Usopp feeling some type of way about it. And she goes,
I will never forgive that man!
And then they see a building crumble in the distance. They see something crumble in the distance. Like a whole building crumble in the distance. And then it cuts to Zoro going, stupid kids. As Sanji, Usopp, and Luffy walk backwards because apparently they vented. All 3 of them vented their frustration on the building in the distance while Vivi was talking, and they walk back like they come straight back. A little bit of extra ink was went across this page when it was made. What is minor? Stupid kids. And then it shows Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp walking back with Vivi biting her lip and tearing up.
Hey, what are you doing?
Goes Nami. Let's get moving. I'm itching for action. As Luffy starts stretching. What you know about that program only OGs know? I know about JetX. Get Ed was my show. And then Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go was another. I remember when Dragon Booster would come on Jetix, and then we had ATOM, you know, the Extreme Teens show. We had that one as well. So many good shows on Jetix. Some really good shows. A lot of Power Rangers, too. Some of the times I would see a little bit of Jetix before I would go to church in the morning on Sundays. Jetix was really prevalent for me on Sundays, so I would just watch a little Jetix before we went to service during my younger days. Yeah, I know about Jetix. I know about the Jetix. Do you know, who remembers Zoog Disney? OGs will remember Zoog Disney. Way back before there was even Playhouse Disney, there was Zoog Disney during the early 90s. So many memories. I'm sorry. But that's the end of chapter 161. Onwards to chapter 162. SBS first. Don't worry, I won't forget to read it this time. Question. Is that a hippo? Answer. No, be quiet. You're wrong. Question. Oda-sensei, when Dr. Hiroluck was naked, how come the snow conveniently hid his private parts? I'm an Okawa. Answer. Snow can be very useful sometimes. Question. Hello, Oda baby. I noticed something amazing about Mr. 2 Bon Clay. He has an unusual codename. Mr. 2 is a masculine codename and Bon Clay is a feminine codename. Bon Clay stands for Bon Kure, or Bon in year-end festivals. Holidays are used for female codenames, so Bon Clay is a little bit of both. Right? Answer. That's right. The female agents are named after happy events. 0 equals all Sunday for all the Sundays. 1. Double Finger, New Year's Day. 2. Mr. 2 Bon Clay, Bon and year-end festivals. 3. Golden Week, obviously, Golden Week. And then 4. Christmas. That really doesn't need an explanation. People seem confused by Double Finger, though. Question. Here's a question for you. Nami's older sister is Nojiko, so what's my mother's name, Mr. Manga Artist? And then it cuts to him answering, Utsuboko? Question. Wrong! It's Nobuko! But that was close enough. We'll do another quiz sometime. Oh, Nobuko. I get it. Just one syllable off from Nojiko. Of course, I get it. No, I don't. Chapter 162, Adventure in the Kingdom of Sand. Django's Dance Paradise Volume 28. The Two Dancing Heroes, baby, as it shows both Django and Full Body striking a pose after fully defeating the Tulip Pirates. And then it cuts to Luffy, who's breathing out heavily. As it shows one massive panel where they're all just walking across the desert.
Stop gasping, Luffy. You're making me tired. I'm so hot. I'm out of sweat.
And then it cuts to Chopper, who's being dragged behind by Zoro because Chopper can't handle the heat because, you know, he's an animal with fur. You know, an animal made to survive in cold climates. He's now in a reverse climate area.
I can't go on. I can't take the heat. I can't take the heat. I'm adapted to the cold. It's your fur. Why don't you take it off? I'm a reindeer, you idiot! Ah! Monster!
Chopper, if you get big, I'm not pulling you.
The heat doesn't seem to be getting to you as badly, Vivi.
This is my home. I'm used to the heat.
But why are there so many dunes? It's like climbing mountains.
This is an ancient desert. The biggest dunes are over 1,000 feet high. Over 1,000 feet? That is a mountain.
Yeah, water!
Just a sip, Luffy. Just enough to wet your lips.
Yeah.
And then Luffy, using his Gum powers, just glugs up a massive amount of water in his cheeks, causing both Nami and Usopp to hit him in the back of his head.
Just enough to wet your lips! Yeah, I want some too. That was 13 gulps just now.
No way. You just had a drink. It's my turn.
And then both Usopp, Luffy, and Sanji start arguing over who's going to drink some water. Hey, you made me spit it all out. That didn't count.
Why you?
Stop fighting. You're wasting energy. Hey, Sanji,
Let's eat your pirate box lunches. Not until Vivi says we can. Every time. Not until Vivi says we can. Vivi, let's eat. I need energy to keep walking.
But we're only a fourth of the way to Yuba.
Haven't you ever heard the old saying, when you get hungry, you should eat? You just made that up, liar. The liar calling Luffy a liar. The irony.
When we get to the next crags, we'll stop and rest.
Okay, the next crags. Crags. Thank you. My nose has been tickling me today. I might need to take care of it. And then it cuts to Luffy, who's behind everyone, dragging all of their supplies. Heavy and hot.
You lost at rock, paper, scissors, so shut up and pull. Don't drop anything, Luffy,
goes Nami.
Yes! Crags! Dead ahead!
Really? Break time! And then Luffy gains such momentum, so much energy, that he just speeds off ahead of everyone in order to run towards the crags. Break time!
Look at him go!
And it cuts to Luffy and pretty much everyone. It cuts to Luffy as he's flops in front of some shade as he goes,
Phew! Ah, shade! It feels so good!
huh? And he looks around and he sees some birds that are just barely alive and barely moving around him. This is bad! What? He's coming back. There are dying birds all over the place! You gotta help them, Chopper!
Okay! Birds? Luffy, stop! Those birds are fakers!
Our supplies!
They got us. But they were dying! Those are the evil herons. They're desert pirates that trick travelers and steal their supplies. I should have warned you about them.
Birds pretending to be dying? They're con artists!
Yes, and good ones.
That was 3 days worth of supplies, Luffy. They were your responsibility. We're in the middle of a desert. They even took our personal belongings. We have no food or water. How are we going to survive out here now? I can't help it. I was tricked. You let yourself be outsmarted by birds. Shut up. Cut it out, you two. Rest a while. The heat's getting to you. Just cool down. We'll be in Yuba tonight.
Right.
There's water at Yuba. We just have to hang on until we get there. We can make it. Forget what happened. Thinking about it will just make you thirstier. We'll rest for 10 minutes and then move on. Look at Zoro being the voice of reason out of everyone. Just listen to him. And then it cuts to the birds. Those same birds, as they're in a distance, drinking all the water that they had. Like the same evil herons, they're taking up all the water and eating up all the food. It's them! Give us back our stuff! And then the birds are just laughing as they're running away. See, here's my thing. If I see an animal steal my stuff and then it hangs around to flaunt that it stole my stuff, I'm taking it out. You ain't gonna laugh at me and then run off. And you ain't gonna laugh at me, then run off with my stuff. Unless you can fly, if you on the ground, I'm chasing you down. You don't laugh at me after you done stole my stuff. That's how you catch a beat down. That's how you mess around and find out. Like, that's how you catch a beat down. You don't laugh at me after you wrong me and then think I ain't gonna come after you. Ain't no way. Especially no animal. Let it be a Canadian geese and it steal my stuff. That Canadian geese ain't gonna be in the neighborhood no more. And it laughs at me? No, that's not how it works. Not here in North Carolina. No. It's them! Give us back our stuff!
Luffy, don't go after them. You'll get lost. She's right. Luffy, come back.
And then it just shows Luffy just running all the way into the distance. Ugh, that fool. And then it cuts to Luffy running right back to them.
Ah! What's that? There's something chasing him. It's the giant centaur dragon.
Yeah, exactly, for real. You took that personal when they laughed? They would become fried birds. Exactly. And the summer is closely approaching. It's around the time when we're gonna be grilling up some meat anyway.
It's the giant Sandora dragon!
And it's a giant, might as well call it like a giant Gila monster that's chasing after Luffy and something else that's next to him.
It's huge!
What's that running beside him? A camel? Jeez, what star was he born under? That idiot's a magnet for trouble.
You!
Come, dragon, Epole, Twister,
Whip!
Sprawl! And all three of them basically take out the Sandora dragon in an instant. And they all just land. They all land in front of it. And everyone is just shocked to see them all take it out. Including the camel that was apparently running next to Luffy as well.
Couldn't they have just scared it off? Against those three at once, that poor monster never had a chance.
Sanji, can we eat this thing? I think so. What luck.
Hey, look!
These hot rocks are a natural grill. What's the camel's story? I don't know. I was chasing those birds, but they flew away. And I saw this guy running from the dragon, so I ran too. It's not wild. It's got a saddle. Let's ride him! What a relief that'll be! Great, there's room for two. You need a camel in the desert. Well, I guess and then it cuts to this camel biting Luffy in the head as he tries to climb on top of him. Ow! Hey, camel! And then it cuts to Chopper as he goes,
He says he was just passing through. He thanks you for saving him. He's willing to give rides, but only to women.
That ungrateful! Who do you think saved your life, camel? As Usopp, Luffy, and Sanji just start beating up on this camel. And even after being beaten up, Nami goes over to it and goes,
Were those pirates mean to you? You're a good boy. What's your name?
Idiot! Moron! Jerk!
I know, I'll call you Eyelashes.
That's the weirdest one yet.
Hop on, Vivi, hop on. That's okay, I can walk. Come on.
No fair, camel. Yeah, no fair.
Maybe we'll reach Yuba a little faster now.
Go, Eyelashes!
Hey, wait!
As Nami and Vivi just immediately take off. They immediately take off on top of Eyelashes.
Come on, you guys, hurry! If you fall behind, you'll never get out of the desert alive! Cut it out! Tidal wave!
What's wrong? What's wrong, Luffy? Now what?
Maybe that thing didn't agree with him.
What thing?
I tried to stop him, but he ate some cactus along with the dragon meat. Cactus?
Cactus?
Like this one?
Yeah, it was round like that.
That's bad! Those are crazy cactuses! He must be seeing things!
What? That's it! I'm gonna blow all of you away! Gum! And before Luffy can do anything in his delirium, Chopper administers
sedative!
That was quick thinking, Chopper. He literally stuck Luffy with a sedative to calm him down and knock him out.
Look! That stupid camel's way ahead of us!
Catch up with them! Hurry! And they all try to make their way to catch up with Eyelashes and everyone else. And it's just one big massive montage of everyone going through the desert. Nami and Vivi still, enjoying the ability to just be riding while everyone else has to walk. But they managed to catch up with them.
It's night already.
It's so hot here by day and so cold at night.
It can get below freezing in the desert at night.
Below freezing?
Over there. Is that a light?
Is it Yuba? There's so much sand in the air, I can't tell. Hey! The ground's shaking.
Something's wrong.
And that's the end of chapter 162. Onwards to chapter 163, Yuba, the Town of Rebels. Django's Dance Paradise, Volume 29. Friendship, Sin, and Duty. And Django allows himself to be taken in by Full Body. And seeing the respect between these two individuals causes the Navy soldiers that are around Full Body to start tearing up over the friendly manliness
Sandstorm! Yuba's being hit by a sandstorm!
And it's just like a massive torrent that's in the middle of town. Yuba Oasis, Alabasta. And the entire area is just covered in sand.
No.
This is terrible. It's as bad as Arumalu. Or Arumalu.
Arumalu? Is it Arumalu? Or is it Erumalu? Arumalu. I'm trying to decide how I should say that. Erumalu or Arumalu? I'll probably have to listen to the dub to find out how to correctly say it.
This is terrible. It's as bad as Arumalu.
Where's the water?
This is an oasis. This is an oasis, Vivi?
The sand is accumulating. The desert is swallowing Yuba.
Travelers, you must be exhausted from your journey. I'm sorry, but Yuba is all dried up.
Erumalu. Okay.
But stop here and rest. The city has many inns. We're famous for our hospitality.
Toto, citizen of Yuba. And it's this elderly man who's just digging a hole into the sand, apparently.
We heard that the rebels were here.
What do you want with the rebels? You don't want to join them, do you?
Hey, what are you doing?
Those fools have left Yuba.
What? That can't be.
Literally, the whole reason of them even going to Yuba was because they thought the rebels were there. Now, they come to find out that the rebels aren't even there, so they literally just made this trip all the way down there for nothing. Can you imagine going through the desert, barely having any food, and then having all your supplies stolen, and then you still go with the thought of like, it doesn't matter. Once we make it to Yuba, it's an oasis we should be taken care of, and you get to this location and it's covered in sand and it's completely deserted. That's enough to kill morale. That's enough to kill morale.
This wasn't the first sandstorm to hit Yuba. 3 years ago, the land began to dry, and the sands began to blow. The desert is at war with Yuba, and little by little the oasis is losing ground. When the city ran out of water, the rebels abandoned it. Katoria is their base now.
Katoria?
Where's that, Vivi? Is it close by?
It's an oasis near Nanohana. Nanohana? What? We came all this way for nothing?
Vivi? Did you just say Vivi?
Wait, mister! Vivi's not a princess or anything! Shut up! Goes Zoro because, Luffy is horrible at lies. He's horrible at lying.
Is it really you? Are you Princess Vivi?
Huh?
You're alive! Thank goodness! But don't you recognize me?
Well, I guess I have lost a little weight.
Well, I guess I have lost a little weight.
Old Toto?
That's right.
As Toto starts tearing up because he apparently knows Vivi.
Old Toto? Princess, I still believe in the king. He would never betray his people, would he?
As Toto starts tearing up.
This rebellion is idiocy. Those blasted rebels. Please, you must stop them. Only you can save us now.
And then it cuts back to a flashback.
Vivi, you must become a great princess. Toto.
And then, this is her going Toto, and then it cuts to the flashback.
Vivi, you must become a great princess.
Alabasta, 11 years ago.
The village is all dried up. Why didn't you save us?
Koza, village boy. And Koza is apparently speaking to King Cobra in the back.
Weather is controlled by the gods. Not even a king has power over it.
But Papa says the king can do anything.
My commands only work on people.
Your Majesty, there's a man here who claims to be this boy's father.
Your Majesty, forgive my worthless son's impudence. It was all my fault. Punish me, not him.
Toto, Koza's father.
You fool! You fool! You fool!
And each time he says you fool, he's hitting his son over the back of the head. Then Cobra speaks.
Your name is Toto.
Yes, sire.
The crown will provide relief for your village during this time of drought. You may remain in Alabasta while you ponder your future.
Such benevolence. Thank you, your majesty.
Thank you. You have no idea what it's like for us villagers.
And then Koza just runs off, upset, because this answer from King Cobra is not good enough.
Koza, shut up! Wait!
Toto.
Yes, your majesty.
What a fine boy. He would defy even the king for his people. He stormed in here for the sake of his fellow villagers. And then it cuts to a young Karoo and a young Vivi as she sees Koza leaving, and she goes,
You crybaby. Who are you, pipsqueak?
and then it cuts to Igaram going, Your Majesty. Yes, Igaram. Forgive me, but this kingdom doesn't have the resources to compensate those villagers.
Don't be absurd. If we reduce our own living expenses and make a few adjustments, we can easily raise the money.
As you wish. Cobra says this as he karate chops Igaram in the forehead.
Your majesty, it's Princess Vivi!
I got in a fight, and I lost.
Vivi! Princess Vivi! How dare that brat lay a hand on the princess? I'll thrash him! Igaram, wait!
And then it cuts to Toto.
Forgive him! Please kill me, but spare my son!
And then Cobra chops both of them in the forehead. This time with enough force to cause Igaram's head to be a little bit bloodied.
Quiet! Both of you! It was only a fight between children.
And then we cut to the outside view of Alabasta, capital of Alabasta. When I was watching the 4Kids dub of One Piece, I got confused between whether the whole area where Vivi lived was Alabasta and Alabasta. Mind you, I didn't really pay much attention when I was a kid, so details were lost on me. So for the longest time, when I was watching the whole Alabasta arc of One Piece in the 4Kids dub, I just thought I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be called Alabasta or Alabasta. I couldn't tell that Alabasta is the capital of the Alabasta, the whole kingdom. I couldn't tell when I was a kid. Like I said, my common sense didn't kick in until after I was 16. So I couldn't piece together like, oh, this is the capital city. So it was lost on me for years on end. Alabasta, capital of Alabasta. And yeah, Vivi got a bloody nose, so Vivi's a scrapper. She's definitely a scrapper. Even though she's a kid, she's not afraid to lay hands. Maybe that's another reason why people like Vivi so much. She's not scared to get up in the fight. Like, if you tell her, like, hey, girl, you got my back? She's all like, no, but you got mine. And she's the first one to launch at dudes. If you and her got into a fight against other people, she's going to be the first one. She's going to be the first one dashing at them. It's all like, don't worry, I got your back. So like, please, watch your own. And then she just takes off. She's that type of individual.
It's a fight to the death.
On the outskirts of the city. Sorry, I just got pulled off to the side.
Don't go easy on her because she's a princess, Koza. Yeah, teach her a lesson. Get him, Vivi. Hey, Koza's our chief.
And then it cuts to Vivi, who's preparing to fight against Koga. Like, even as a kid, she's all like, all right, we gonna fight right now.
Then if I win, I'll be your chief. I've been top dog around here for a long time. I'm not gonna let a cocky little pipsqueak beat me.
And then they just go at it. They just start fighting each other. Like, Vivi lands some solid hits. Koza lands some serious hits. And then the fighting's over, and then Koza gets up with a black dye, and Vivi's got scrapes all over her, and he goes,
Everybody, listen up. As of today, Vivi is the second in command of the Sand Band. Anybody got a problem with that? No!
You see, Igaram? Vivi has made some new friends.
Yes.
This will be the most important thing when she one day leads Alabasta.
It's the king! It's his majesty! And Igaram, the captain of the royal guard!
They're very horrible at hiding. And then they leave, and then we cut to Vivi talking to Toto back in the day. Oh, one thing I noticed is that when we have flashbacks,
the background for panels are black. I never noticed that until now. But normally when you read a manga, it usually has like a white border along with the regular panels. Like the borders around where the panels are set in are usually white. But when we go into flashbacks, the panels are apparently black. I need to look at some other flashbacks that happen in the series, but if that's the case, that's how you know you're in a flashback. Because the borders and background of the panels, outside of the panels, are different colors. I never noticed that until just now. All these years of being into One Piece, and that's one detail I didn't notice.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Toto. Where's the chief?
Good morning, Princess. Koza is you know where.
Vivi, will you stay for lunch? Yes, thank you.
What a strange kingdom. A princess coming and going in the homes of peasants.
It shows that the kingdom is at peace.
Captain Igaram, will you eat lunch with us?
Huh? Oh, no thank you. I brought some rice balls. As Igaram is still using that same bush to hide and keep an eye on Vivi. Even though it's just like one thin branch with some bushes at the top, it does nothing to hide Igaram. Excuse me, as he sees another individual who's right behind Igaram.
Your Majesty, what are you doing here? Huh? You followed her too, You followed her too, Your Majesty? Well, I get worried. Go home, you're making more work for me. What? You heard me.
And then it cuts to Vivi running up across two individuals.
Hey, girlie. Want some company?
Sand bird attack!
What? These guys aren't dead yet?
You guys! Run, Vivi! They're after you!
And it cuts to Koza, who's defending Vivi away from these two dudes who are trying to get her. And that's the end of chapter 163, onwards to chapter 164. But before we move on from that, we got another SBS. We're almost done with the volume. Question. Hey, Oda baby, just how bad is Zoro's sense of direction? Use X's and Y's to explain. By order of Zoro. Let's see. X times Y? Okay, next. Question. We're a married couple and we're big fans of the hiking bear. How is one punished when one forgets to bow to him? Mountain climbing etiquette. This worries us so much that we can't make babies. That worries him that much? Can't make babies. That's a problem. But this is important. Sorry, that threw me off. Just the blatancy of just saying that to Oda. That threw me off. Can't make babies. That's a problem. But this is important. So please remember, the hiking bear loves mountains and he never forgives bad-mannered climbers. The punishment is 1 hour of sitting, meditation style. This is harsh. After all, taking for granted the bear's beloved mountains is a serious offense. From the Drum Animal Encyclopedia. So, if you do not bow towards the bear, you are forced to sit still, meditation style, for 1 hour. Don't know what happens if you choose not to sit for an hour. Question. Hello, I have a question for you, Oda-sensei. Krieg is the German word for war. One Piece seems to have a lot of German in it. Is there a connection between pirates and Germany? I don't think so. I just selected words that had the meanings I wanted and a good feeling to them. The theme of the Krieg story was war, so I chose a word that was easy to remember. Question. Happy New Year! Hey you, Oda, can you beat up my gorilla? This is the end of the question corner. Answer. Hey, what's up? Anyway, see you in the next volume. Huh? A gorilla? No way I can beat it up. Literally no one can beat up a gorilla. Ain't nobody trying to throw hands with a gorilla. Ain't nobody. No guns? Ain't nobody trying to mess with no gorilla because the gorilla gonna mess you up. No way I can beat it up. Besides, it's got enormous spiritual power. But it likes bananas, right? Maybe I could use a banana to trap it. If that Joker angry, he does not care about food. Chapter 164, I Love My Country. Django's Dance Paradise, Volume 30. Naval Headquarters Trial Verdict, Death by Hanging for Django. And it cuts back to the Sansan Band jumping on these two men who are trying to take Vivi.
Hurry, Vivi! Hurry! Run, Vivi! You're in danger! But, Chief...
We're not gonna kill her. We're just gonna hold her for ransom.
Now get over here, Princess Vivi! As this dude throws off a kid.
You can't have her! Protect her with your lives, Sandman! Yes, sir!
What a laugh.
What? More of them?
And it cuts to more bandits who tries to grab onto Vivi. But she gets away. Blast! She's getting away!
Yeah!
She's headed for the ruins! Get her!
Don't let them pass!
Yes, sir!
Yes, sir!
And then it cuts to Igaram with King Cobra. What the? Hey, what is all this? What happened here?
Some bad men tried to kidnap Vivi. They had swords. They ran towards the ruins. Koza went after them.
She's in here somewhere. Find her. Don't let her get away. And it cuts to Vivi hiding, and then the same individual that said they wanted to put her up for ransom finds her. Aha! There you are. Come on, be a good girl and let me kidnap you.
Hold it!
And then someone comes up and knocks this same bandit in the face.
Chief! Never underestimate the Sandman, you loosey kidnappers. Get out of here. Go!
Just hand over the princess. You shouldn't make grown-ups mad, kid.
A sword! Koza, let's run! I'm not scared of that.
Huh? Ever been cut, kid?
Protect her with your lives, Sandman. Koza, stop!
It hurts. And then it cuts to Koza, who's standing there as he, I guess, launches at this kidnapper, and the kidnapper slashes him across the face, hitting him in the eye. But it doesn't stop Koza as he comes in with his club and hits its kidnapper directly in the face, sending the man falling backwards unconscious, but also sending the sword flying into the air. And the dude just falls back. Koza's face is bleeding, like his eye is bleeding, but he's fine a little bit. At least he can still stand.
Ugh.
As the blood starts to pour out of the cut.
Koza!
You knocked out our brother. Let's get these brats. Come here. Scoundrels! And then Cobra comes in, and he beats up Igaram and Koza. I mean, not Koza. It's not Koza. Sorry. King Cobra. Sorry, I got that mixed up with another name. But King Cobra comes in. Scoundrels! Along with Igaram, and they beat up those other two bandits.
Father! Igaram!
Princess Vivi, are you hurt? How dare you attack my daughter? And you rogues! And he's just curb stomping these dudes. I don't blame him. You mess with a person's kids, it's not gonna end well for you. Have you ever heard of or seen Ruby? I watched Ruby for a while. I saw the episodes, like the initial episodes of Ruby, and the fight scenes were entertaining. But then I fell off from the series when the series started to, get a little bit meh. Yeah, so I can't remember when I stopped watching Ruby, but it was years ago. I want to say maybe 2, maybe even 3, maybe even 4 years ago. It's been a while. I have no idea where the story is, and I kind of don't care. I mean, when Monty Ohm passed, I feel like my drive to watch episodes of Ruby died out with it because the choreography wasn't the same anymore. Because no one could create choreography like Monty would back then. But I kind of fell off.
Father! Igaram!
Princess Vivi, are you hurt? How dare you attack my daughter! You rogues! Are they with that gang too? Chaka, Pell. I literally called King Cobra the name of Koza. And I can't believe it. Chaka, Pell, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, your majesty? Why aren't you back at your palace? It's dangerous here. Ah, so we get some Chaka, a person named Chaka and Pell, but we don't see them because they're cloaked in shadow. Cobra can throw hands? Yes, he can.
Igaram! Koza's...
I know. We have to get him to a doctor immediately. And the other injured members of the San Band, too. Chaka, Pell, make arrangements right away.
Yes, sir.
These children are very brave. Then it cuts to later in the day when the sun is setting. What's wrong, Vivi? Why are you so quiet?
I was scared. Of course, I was scared too. Those guys had swords. That's not it. I was scared because you told the others to protect me with their lives. Protect her with your lives, San Band. Huh? I don't want you guys to die for me, Chief.
And it's like Vivi is not crying because her life was in danger. She's crying because her friends were putting their lives on the line to protect her. And she doesn't want her friends to literally give their lives to protect her because she doesn't want anyone to die for her. Even at a young age, she's got that kind of understanding. I wish kids knew that nowadays. Nowadays, it's all like,
if you don't let me play Fortnite right now, I'm gonna throw a fit and make life hard for you.
You let my kid act up outside. Let my kid act up like he ain't got no home training. Especially in public. No, my kids do not get to play video games should I ever have any. They won't get to play video games until they understand what the word moderation means. Not until then. Because I can play games anytime I want to because I'm grown. But them? Oh no, y'all need to learn what it means to moderate yourselves first. She was worried about her friends. I apologize if I go off on these little rants from time to time. Please forgive me. Igaram thinks she was worried about her friends. And then Toto's there and he's just smiling too. And then it cuts to Cobra. Vivi is a princess and my daughter. Your brave deeds shall not be forgotten. You have my gratitude.
Vivi's my friend. I never let anybody hurt her.
I see. With such friends to support her, the future of Alabasta looks promising indeed. Do you love this kingdom?
Of course. This is my country.
Me too, as Cobra smiles at Koza. Something troubles me. What is it? A ruler must sometimes make unpleasant decisions. I wonder if Princess Vivi's heart is too soft. Oh wait, this is Igaram saying this. Or is it King Cobra? It's Cobra. He's still going. Igaram. Yes, your majesty? That is good. It's good for Alabasta. I shall serve you to my final breath. Then it cuts to Vivi again.
Yuba? Yes, your father spoke to mine. He did? Right now it's an uninhabited oasis. Your father asked my father to build a city there. A lot of travelers and traders pass through that place. It's the crossroads of Alabasta's western desert. A city there would help a lot of people. Isn't that great? And my father will be representing all of them. Will you be going too, Chief? Well, of course. Of course. Well, my father wants me to stay here. I know it won't be easy to build a whole city, but I'm ready to work. I want to do my part. The kingdom needs Yuba.
And then it cuts to Cobra speaking to Toto. I am counting on you, Toto. Yes, my king. I will build a magnificent city for you. We won't be seeing you for a while, Vivi, but I hope you'll visit us when the city is settled.
I will, Toto. We're gonna build a great city. We'll make this kingdom even richer than it is now. See you, Vivi. You must become a great princess. I will.
Koza, don't be insolent.
Ow! You're right, Koza. Someday Yuba will enrich the kingdom.
And then the flashback fades.
So it hasn't rained for 3 years? What of it?
Oh, wait. So it hasn't rained for 3 years. What of it? I have faith in our king, and so do most of his subjects. So many times I stopped them so many times, but it was helpless. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't talk them out of this rebellion, but they are almost exhausted now as well. The next battle will decide everything. They've been driven into a corner. They're ready to die. Please, Princess Vivi, stop these fools. Then we cut to Katoria. We cut to the Katoria Oasis near Nanohana. current headquarters of the rebel forces. Get any weapons? Not many.
Get any weapons? Not many. Where's the boss? Inside.
What's wrong? Why are you lying there in the dark? This kingdom has gone to the dogs. Koza, leader of the rebels. And that is the end of chapter 154. Onwards to chapter 164. Onwards to chapter 165, Operation Utopia. We have one more chapter after this, and then we can call it a session for volume 18. We won't be seeing you for a while, Vivi, but I hope you'll visit us when the city is settled.
I will, Toto.
And then it cuts to Yuba, and the whole place is just in ruins.
Good old Toto. Please don't worry.
Vivi!
I'm going to stop the rebellion.
And then everyone is just watching on.
Thank you!
And then it cuts to Usopp.
Well, it's been a long day. Let's go to bed and build up our strength for tomorrow. Good night!
And it cuts to Zoro going, "You've been sleeping all day!" As he throws a pillow at Usopp. Not even that, endanger someone's wife is bad as well. Yes, it really is. You have no idea. Endangering another person's family members and thinking that the family members ain't gonna do something. We don't live in the day and age where it's all like, "My word, Johnson, what do we do? We must send a letter. Let them know that we will meet their demands." Nowadays, it's all like, "Oh, so you messing with my family?" And then you get your 5 cousins that you don't really speak to unless there's a family cookout. You call them up, and it's all like, "All right, where are we pulling up? When we rolling up?" It's like that. You know, you're risking messing with entire families, especially when a lot of these families got people who are ready to fight. Dangerous time to be living in for people trying to threaten other people's families, because you don't know what people are liable to do. And since this is America, you know, when people have their fingers on the trigger a lot more than they should, it's just, you know, it's not something you should probably risk. You've been sleeping all day.
That's not fair. I collapsed from exhaustion. I'm only human. I'm not a monster like you.
And Usopp throws a pillow at Usopp. Usopp throws a pillow at Usopp. I know what I said. Usopp throws a pillow at Zoro. That does it.
Besides, you get the prize for fading, Blue Nose. I'm adapted to the cold. Sanji, that's my...
Oh, I didn't think you want to sleep alone tonight.
What are you trying to pull?
As Usopp throws a pillow at Sanji because he's trying to sleep in the same bed as Vivi. And he's all like, "Oh, I didn't think you want to sleep alone tonight." Like, bruh, if you don't get out the bed and go somewhere. Sanji, the simp leg Sanji. Who threw that pillow? You got a lot of guts.
Don't you guys know the meaning of rest? Let's fight!
And then a pillow gets thrown at the head of Vivi, and all she can do is just chuckle at these events. "Hey, old man, where's the water? My throat's parched. How can you live out here? It's rough."
Sure, there's water. Yuba Oasis is still alive. Yuba will never surrender to the sands. I'll dig for as long as it takes. The king himself entrusted this place to me.
I see. All right, let's dig.
Hey, stop! You're throwing sand into the hole I just dug.
Huh?
What is this, sabotage?
I'm helping you.
No, you're not. You're undoing all the work I've done. What kind of help is that?
That's an interesting question.
No, it's not!
And he hits Luffy over the head with a shovel. And then it cuts to later on, and Toto checks in on Luffy, and Luffy has basically dug himself down into a very deep hole. And then apparently Toto brought him back to the village and put him to rest. And then it cuts to another location, a fancy-looking location, as someone says,
"This ain't no joke! How long must we wait? They could at least bring out some octopods. I'm going to spin. When I spin, I look like a swan."
Because Bon Clay is here, and Mr. 4 is laughing at him.
Calm down, Mr. 2 Von Clay. Quiet, you fool. Your jabber makes my... Quiet, you... Calm down, Mr. 2 Bon Clay. Quiet, you fool. Your jabber makes my back hurt. You too, Miss Merry Christmas.
That's going to be the voice I use for Miss Merry Christmas from now on. My voice...
Calm down. Quiet, you fool. Your jabber makes my back hurt. You too, Miss Merry Christmas.
And then it cuts to Miss All Sunday.
I guess it was too much to expect you all to get along. Not that you need to. Miss All Sunday. Oh, Sunday? How? Oh, Sunday. Miss All Sunday. Oh, Sunday, how do you do? Shut up, you fool! I know it was a long trip, but I'm glad you all made it. It's wonderful to see your faces.
Where are we, Miss All Sunday? Says Mr. 1.
Bunchi brought you here by the back roads, but you've all heard of this place. People come here to get rich quick at the gaming tables. This is Rain Base, the city of dreams. And this building we're in right now towers over the center of Rain Base. It's the city's biggest casino. You're in Rain Dinners right now.
Rain Dinners! Casino!
Now, if there are no more questions, we'll get down to business.
Please do! Just start! Get going! Start!
But first, allow me to introduce someone whose face you've never seen. The president of Baroque Works.
And this piques up Mr. 1's attention.
Until now, I've acted as his face and mouthpiece, but that's no longer necessary.
The time has come.
And they all look towards this one center seat. This one center seat as Crocodile just appears in front of them.
Operation Utopia. This is Baroque Works' ultimate plan.
And everyone is surprised to find out that the leader of Baroque Works is in fact one of the 7 warlords of the sea.
Ah! Sir Crocodile! I see you recognize him. Or his public face, at least.
That's some VIP who just showed up.
Recognize him? He's a pirate. One of the 7 warlords of the sea. Don't tell me we're henchmen for a pirate!
You're our boss.
Disappointed?
As Crocodile glares at all of them. And no one says anything. And they all just slump back in their chairs and they all just sit back in their chairs. It's like I'm looking at the Espadas meetup for the first time when Aizen's talking to him in Bleach all over again.
Not disappointed, just confused. Why would one of the pirate allies of the world government create an organization like this?
I'm not interested in money or status. I want military might.
Military might?
I will now reveal to you my true aim, the ultimate goal of Baroque Works.
And then time passes on, and Crocodile extinguishes one of his cigars. And apparently they've been told what it is. And Bon Clay is just grinning ear to ear like a full-on Joker grin right now.
Such a thing actually exists in this kingdom? This is so exciting! And we're going to take it away, kingdom and all?
So this is what we've been working towards all along. Is that guy that has the flamingo getup, or is that a different person? Oh, you're thinking of Bon Clay is the one that has the swans on his shoulders. And the one with the big round tutu and the ballerina flats and the makeup all over his face. And he always has his hands like this. That's Bon Clay. The person with the flamingo getup, that's another person entirely. He hasn't shown up yet. So this is what we've been working towards all along?
Correct. Since the very beginning of Baroque Works, everything we've done was in preparation for this. Those are my final instructions to you. The time has come for Alabasta to disappear.
And then all of the members read the orders that they've been given.
When your individual missions have been carried out, the kingdom of Alabasta will self-destruct. With nowhere to go, the rebels and citizens will inevitably fall under the control of Baroque Works. In a single night, the kingdom will become our Utopia.
And while Crocodile is saying this, all the members burn their instructions so that, leaks.
In a single night, the kingdom will become our Utopia. This is Baroque Works' ultimate plan, Operation Utopia. Failure is not an option. We begin at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And then everyone just agrees.
Right. I pray for your success.
Then we cut back to Yuba.
Vivi, please forgive me for this disgraceful sight.
Don't apologize. We'll be going now, Toto.
Here, take this with you.
Wow, water! Water? You hit water?
Just after you fell asleep digging last night, I hit damp sand. I was able to extract some water from it.
I don't know what that means, but thanks. I'll drink it real slow.
It's genuine Yuba water. I'm sorry there isn't more.
And then it cuts to Vivi waving away Toto, and they leave. And then it cuts to Luffy, who just stops later on, and he's just up against a tree, like a dead tree. Luffy, what are you doing?
Luffy, what are you doing? What's wrong, Luffy?
I quit.
Huh?
And that is the end of chapter 165. Onwards to the last chapter, 166. Chapter 166, Luffy versus Vivi. Django's Dance Paradise, Volume 31, Full Body's manly dance with tearful protests, as Full Body is there at the hearing of Django. I guess he's trying to go up, and the fans say objection, as apparently he's there trying to show up, trying to waive the decision on Django. And then we begin this chapter, chapters 166, Luffy versus Vivi, with Mr. 3 walking into the room. Operation Utopia? Can you wait a minute? As he's heavily damaged, but he makes his way to the base where everyone is.
Mr. 3, how did you get into this secret underground base?
Mr. 3, how on earth did you sneak up on us? I was instructed to get rid of you.
Wait, Mr. 2.
I didn't sneak up on anybody. I just followed you from the Spider Cafe. I hitched a ride behind Bunchi. Hello, boss. I've come to ask you to give me another chance. Since I wasn't able to complete my mission, it was only natural that Mr. 2 would come after me. So I changed course and headed for the agent rendezvous at the Spider Cafe.
Weren't you able to complete your mission? What are you talking about?
The Straw Hat Gang and Princess Vivi got away. 'Cause remember, Crocodile is under the impression that the Straw Hats and Vivi were eradicated all the way back on Little Garden because of Sanji. So all this time, Crocodile thinks like, wait, what are you talking about? I thought you told me that you killed them all.
They got away? They're still alive?
Huh?
What did you tell me on the transponder snail? Didn't you say you took care of those pirates and Princess Vivi?
Transponder snail? What are you talking about? I never used the transponder snail on Little Garden.
Hello, this is restaurant...
And this is Sanji.
Hello, this is Restaurant La Crap. Would you like to make a reservation?
What? And then he sits down.
This is bad. So that's why the Unluckies never returned. But at least you got rid of a couple of them, didn't you?
Well...
What?
But the information was faulty. There were 4 pirates, not 3. There was a 4th one with a long nose.
Why you?
Mr. Zero, what's this all about? I don't understand any of this.
And then time passes and Bon Clay screams out,
I know those pirates!
What?
On my way here, I met these guys. Him, her, him, and it.
And he says it towards Chopper.
And this is Miss Wednesday. She's Princess Vivi? You're telling me they're our enemies?
Yes, they know my true identity. They must be dealt with before they can interfere with our plans. So you were correct, Mr. 3. There's one more pirate, as well as an animal than reported earlier. We won't count the pet, but Vivi makes 5. We must assume that they've already entered Alabasta. Mr. 2, take photos of their faces.
Boss, I can deal with those 5 and Vivi.
Shut up, you brainless fool!
As Crocodile grabs him by the throat.
Mr. 3, do you know why I gave you that? Do you know why I gave you that position? Do you?
As Mr. 3 is slowly being strangled.
You're not strong like Mr. 4. But I thought what you lacked in brawn you made up for with your ruthlessness. But you disappoint me. There's nothing more pathetic than someone who fails at the crucial moment.
And it shows Mr. 3 as he's being held by Crocodile, but his whole body is slowly drying up. Like his whole body is being dried up.
What are you doing to him? He's drying up.
And then Mr. 3 is left gasping for air as his whole body is just dried out and he can barely move.
Water! Have all the water you want.
And Crocodile pushes a button and Mr. 3 falls through a trapdoor. But he can't really scream all that much because, he's dried out. And he hits an area. He hits an empty area, and then Crocodile taps on the glass. And he goes,
"Time to eat."
As he looks out the window, we see one of those big, giant alligators just floating out there.
What is this place? I'm underwater? It's a huge aquarium.
But it has openings on the side. And then we see one of these gators pop up through one of the openings upwards into the room.
Banana gator?
And then we just see Mr. 3, we just hear Mr. 3 screaming.
I underestimated that kid. Killing him won't be enough. Now listen, you. Burn these faces into your memory. They want to stop the rebellion. They'll be coming no matter what.
But, Mr. Zero, even if she is the princess, how can she possibly stop the rebels at this point?
I've learned that Koza, the leader of the rebels, and Princess Nefeltari Vivi were childhood friends. The rebels are 700,000 strong. She can't defeat them militarily, but the sight of her might soften their hearts. We cannot allow those two to meet. Some of my billions have infiltrated the rebel forces. They're biding their time, waiting to act. Vivi must not make contact with the rebel forces. Miss All Sunday.
Yes.
This is urgent. Use the transponder snail. Contact the billions in Nanohana. Order them to find these pirates and eliminate them immediately. The princess must not reach Katoria. Vivi and Koza must not meet.
And Crocodile gets more and more upset with the whole matter.
As you wish.
Now go. All of you. You'll be late for the party. It is the eve of our Utopia. Nothing must thwart us.
And as he says this, behind him is like a looking glass that shows one of the banana gators swimming upwards, and you just see the cloak of Mr. 3 slowly sink back into the water. And Miss Doublefinger says,
"Leave it to us, boss."
We'll take care of it,
goes Mr. Two Bon Clay.
Have fun.
And then it cuts back to Luffy and company.
You quit? What are you saying, Luffy?
Luffy, we don't have time to waste on your whims. Let's move.
You're going back, right?
We have to go back and stop the rebels in Katoria. Otherwise, this whole country's gonna explode into bloodshed. This is for Vivi, so now let's go.
It's boring.
Boring? Why you?
Vivi.
Yes?
I want to kick Crocodile's butt.
Huh?
Stopping the rebels isn't going to stop Crocodile. There's nothing we can do in that Katoria place. We're pirates. It'd be better if we didn't even go there.
Sometimes he makes a lot of sense for an idiot.
That's Luffy.
But
You think you can stop the rebels without anybody getting killed? That none of us and none of your people are going to die? We're up against one of the 7 warlords of the sea. 1 million people are itching to fight, and you expect everybody to live? That's naive. Wow, Luffy's getting serious. He's genuinely getting serious right now. Okay. Not used to that. Not used to that at all. 1 million people are itching to fight, and you expect everybody to live? That's naive.
shut up, Luffy. Of course Vivi cares about her people.
Nami, wait.
But what's wrong with that? What's so wrong about not wanting anyone to die?
People die. And then Vivi slaps away Luffy.
Shut up! Don't say things like that. Say that again and you'll be sorry. I'm trying to prevent bloodshed. I'm trying to save the rebels and the royal army. No one in this kingdom is to blame. Why must any of my people die? It's all that crocodile's fault.
And then it cuts to Luffy, who pulls right back and punches Vivi in the face. But yet you're not risking your own life!
Luffy, stop!
Why you? And even Sanji's getting upset at these turns of events. Even I can see what needs to be done here.
What?
As they're both scrapping with one another. Remember, Vivi's a scrapper. She's not afraid to fight people.
Yuba will never surrender to the sands.
You can't do it all by yourself.
I have to. I will never forgive that man.
I don't care what it costs me. Then let us help you. We're your friends, aren't we? Because notice that she's always been including herself as the one sole thing that's going to stop this, but she's never considered Luffy and company to be something that can help her out with this. Because as far as she realized up until this moment, she pretty much... But yet you're risking your own life. Did I read that wrong?
It's all that crocodile's fault, but yet you're risking your own
life. Yeah, I might have read that wrong. Sorry, Kohagen, I read it wrong.
It's all that crocodile's fault.
But yet you're risking your own life.
Luffy, stop!
Why you?
Even I can see what needs to be done here.
What?
Yuba will never surrender to the sands.
You can't do it all by yourself.
I have to. I will never forgive that man.
I don't care
what it costs me.
Then let us help you. We're your friends, aren't we?
Ha ha.
And she just starts tearing up.
Tears. I'm going to stop the rebellion.
Even princesses cry. And then Vivi just starts tearing up. The truth is, you want to kick his butt more than anyone, don't you? And then all of the Straw Hat crew just listen in. And then Luffy, with a little bit of a bloody nose, puts his straw hat back on and goes, all right, so where do we find this crocodile? To be continued in One Piece Volume 19. Hey, Ogata-san, you literally just came to the end of when I am finishing the volume. You literally just got here at the end. Sorry that you just showed up at the last minute. But we are done with Volume 18 of One Piece. We've seen the introduction of Ace. We've seen the rest of the members of Baroque Works, such as Mr. 1, and Mr. 2, and Mr. 3 again, and Mr. 4, and all those individuals. But now we got Luffy reaffirming why everyone likes him and having these really big character development moments. Because Luffy all this time was all like, you keep saying that you're going to do this and you're going to do that, but you don't include us in this? We're your friends. We're your friends. Why not risk our lives as well? So now Luffy is fully ready to go ahead and take care of a crocodile. Take care of Crocodile. And while that's going on, Crocodile intends to turn Alabasta into his own Utopia. As everyone finally sees Crocodile and they're introduced to him. So there's a lot of things going on. We're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the Alabasta arc, but we will cover this on Monday. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been yet another successful and extremely entertaining read-through of One Piece. To everyone here, you truly make this job worthwhile, and I look forward to every single moment that I get up here. So to everyone here and now, all I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share this stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.